Every parent wants the best for their children. We use car seats, put up safety gates, teach our children to cross the street safely, and plan for their education. We do this because we want to keep our kids safe and ensure that they reach their full potential. But did you know that there are other ways to help our children onto a path towards lifelong health? During the next few minutes, we're going to share with you some simple, low-cost tips on ways to protect your kids from health risks you might not have heard much about and usually cannot see. Toxic substances in the home. Whether you are planning to start a family, are expecting a baby, or already have children, these tips can help you create a healthier home environment for you and your family. Low levels of toxic substances are common in our environment, both outside and indoors. Harmful chemicals that stick to dust, fumes from household cleaners and renovation products, chemicals in plastics, and mercury in fish, all of these can have harmful effects on the growing brains and bodies of babies and children. Compared to adults, babies and children take in more toxic substances from their environment because they eat more, drink more, and breathe more for their size. Also, sticky fingers and toys can carry toxic substances that have settled into dust into curious mouths. Development starts in the womb and continues through childhood. The brain, immune system, digestive system, lungs, liver, and kidneys are still being formed as the baby grows up. Because all of these systems are not fully developed, babies and children are at a greater risk from toxic substances. Let's look at the brain, for example. Exposure to toxic chemicals while the brain is being built can harm how the brain is formed and how it functions. This interruption can have lifelong effects on behavior and the ability to learn. We are going to show you 5 simple ways that you can safeguard your children by reducing the harmful chemicals in your home. These steps are pretty easy, and they don't cost a lot of money. And it is always a good time to start. Just like quitting smoking and avoiding alcohol, reducing sources of toxic substances in the home when you are expecting a baby, or even before you become pregnant, can increase the chances that your baby will be healthy. If you already have children, these tips can help keep your family healthy and safe. Number 1, bust that dust. Chemicals from ordinary household items, like couches, televisions, toys, and carpets, can slowly break down and move into dust. So use a good quality vacuum, a damp cloth, or a wet mop to get rid of all that dust. Dusting with a dry cloth does not work. It just sends all the dust back into the air. Vacuum or wet mop once a week or twice a week if you have a crawling child. If you're pregnant, avoid being exposed to toxic substances in dust. Don't change vacuum cleaner bags or the bin of Essential Vac, and don't get a child to do it either. Dirt and chemicals from outside stick to the bottom of our shoes and are then carried into our homes. So leave your shoes at the door on a washable mat. Make sure to wash carpets and mats separately from clothes. If you work at a job that puts you in contact with lots of dust or toxic chemicals, be sure to shower and change your clothes before sitting on the furniture or playing with the kids. And wash your work clothes separately from family laundry. Reduce clutter and put toys in closed containers so they don't collect too much dust. Number 2, go green when you clean. Wash your hands often to get rid of dust and germs. Regular soap is all you need. Doctors say not to use antibacterial soap. If a sink is not available, an alcohol-based hand sanitizer is the next best option for cleaning hands. A lot of us are used to cleaning products with strong scents, but many of these cleaning products are made from harsh chemicals that are not good for us and especially not good for the developing fetus and child. For example, some of the chemicals used to make fragrances can interfere with our body's hormones. Since hormones control how our bodies grow and develop, it is especially important to avoid these chemicals during pregnancy and when children are young. But how do I do that, you say? It's simple. Choose fragrance-free laundry detergents, avoid air fresheners, and don't use scented dryer sheets. For household cleaning, vinegar and baking soda are safe, natural choices. Vinegar mixed with water is great for mopping floors, wiping countertops, or cleaning windows. Baking soda is a cheap and non-toxic way to scrub pots, sinks, and tubs. Just use it like you would any store-bought scouring powder. It really works. Instead of expensive air fresheners that simply cover up odors, try getting rid of the source of odors in the home. Make sure that the diaper bin and garbage have tight-fitting lids and empty them often. Open windows regularly to let in fresh air. Remember that strong fragrances are often created with unhealthy chemicals. Clean can mean not having a smell at all. Number 3, renovate right. Renovation projects can generate a lot of toxic dust and fumes. Pregnant women and children should keep away from areas being renovated and, if possible, should stay elsewhere until the job is finished. It is exciting to get ready for a baby, but pregnancy is not a good time to fix up the baby's room or get started on other remodeling projects. For any renovation project, some simple steps can help reduce health risks for your family. Separate the work area using plastic sheets sealed with strong tape. Carefully control and clean up all dust. Use low or zero VOC paints, finishes, and glues, and open windows and use fans to let strong odors out. Children and pregnant moms should only re-enter renovated space after all fumes have cleared and the dust has been thoroughly cleaned up. This is particularly important in homes built before 1978 because paints used up until that time had a lot of lead in them. Even homes built up to 1990 will have some lead in the paint. Tearing down walls or disturbing windowsills and other painted surfaces in older homes will create lead dust, which is toxic to the developing brain. Avoid sanding or scraping old paint. Number 4, get drastic with plastic. Chemicals from plastics can move into our food and drinks, especially when plastic is heated. A child may also swallow chemicals when chewing on a plastic item. Certain chemicals in plastics can interfere with the body's hormones and have been linked to cancer and other health problems. Experts agree that breastfeeding is the best option for a baby. If heating up breast milk or other milk for your baby, avoid using any type of plastic container. To ensure even heating and avoid burns, never heat milk in the microwave. If you are using plastic to serve, wait until the milk has cooled before transferring it to a plastic container. Remember, heat makes it more likely for harmful chemicals to move from plastic into food. When using the microwave to heat other foods and drinks, don't use plastic containers or plastic wrap, even if the label says microwave safe. You can place a paper towel or a plate on top of your dish to control splatter. When storing food, use glass or ceramic containers whenever possible. Avoid teething toys, bibs, bath toys, shower curtains, and other items that are made of vinyl. This soft plastic, also known as PVC, has a strong smell when new and contains toxic chemicals called phthalates. Phthalates were banned from children's toys in June 2011, but you might still have older toys or teethers that contain them. If you do, put them in the garbage. Did you know that BPA, the chemical banned from plastic baby bottles in 2008, is used in the lining of most food and drink cans? Research shows that eating fresh or frozen instead of canned foods can reduce levels of this chemical in our bodies by up to 2/3. Number 5, dish safer fish. Fish is healthy and good for you, but some types of fish contain high levels of mercury. Mercury is harmful to the developing brain, especially before a baby is even born. So if you are pregnant, or when buying for your family, choose fish and shellfish that are low in mercury. Healthy choices include Atlantic mackerel, herring, rainbow trout, wild or canned salmon, tilapia, and shrimp. And if you are pregnant, be sure to avoid or eat rarely fish species that are high in mercury, such as fresh tuna, shark, and swordfish. If your family eats canned tuna, look for light tuna because it is lower in mercury than albacore, also known as white tuna. If you fish in local rivers and lakes, check your province or territory's advisories to see whether it is safe to eat. The reality is that we're all exposed to small amounts of harmful chemicals every day. But the good news is that parents can take simple steps to reduce the risks. Here's a review of the 5 tips we covered. Number 1, bust that dust. Number 2, go green when you clean. Number 3, renovate right. Number 4, get drastic with plastic. And number 5, dish safer fish. These 5 tips are great things to do in your home. We can also work to apply these tips in our communities, as consumers, and in childcare centers, schools, and playgrounds. Protecting a child is a shared responsibility. We can all contribute to creating healthy environments for kids.